But I want to touch on the subject of sharing, because I bump into this now seemingly more than ever before. Oh, but Dr. Leven, I cannot recruit. I cannot sponsor. Okay, let's chop it up in small parts. First of all, sponsoring, introducing people is the highest paid profession or activity on the internet. It really is. So you kind of need to mature up. If you are serious about wanting to make money on the internet, you're gonna have to be willing to learn how to share. Now, I'm aware of several factors in that aspect. First of all, I know that there is many of you have tried programs and you have failed, and you have tried and you have failed, and you have tried and you have failed. And then I get it, that you don't have the confidence, you don't have the strength to come out there and say, hey, take a look at this, this is good. That's one factor. The failure has impacted, has kind of shut down your radiation, your charisma, your enthusiasm. Then secondly, there is these wonderful friends and family. Yeah, what have you got this time? How much money have you already made? You still believe in all that internet shit? Come on. Most strangers will be nicer to you than these kind of friends. So you have to ignore them. As a matter of fact, the only time you should contact them is once you've made your first $1,000 or your first $10,000, and then say, look at this, they're paying me again. You'll see green coming out of their head and their eyes of jealousy. And at that point, the smart ones of your friends and family are going to say, could you get me into this as well? So, another point about sharing. Sharing is not trying to convince or trying to sell. I will repeat that. Sharing is not trying to convince or trying to sell. I think the MLM industry has made a big mistake with that, because they've wanted to turn everybody into a salesperson. And I hope today that I'm not going to do this here. I hope in this message you hear passion, but you don't hear instruction of, oh, you need to go tell people so many per day. No. Here is how I do it. And I've been doing this now for 20 years in the home-based business. And I think I've been pretty much doing it my entire life, which is when I discover something of value, you will not be able to hold me back from sharing it. Let me give you an example. In Belgium, I knew about chiropractic because thanks to chiropractic, I'm not in a wheelchair. Well, at age 10, I made the decision, once I grow up, meaning 18, I was going to learn that profession. That's what I was going to do. So by the time I had learned the profession, I went back to Belgium, and this is in the days they were still putting chiropractors in jail. But that did not stop me from giving lectures to the public about the benefits of chiropractic. And yeah, we had the secret police and the judiciary police barge into my clinic, 14 suited people all at the same time. You know, I remember over 50 patients were in the waiting room. They all had to give their passport. And it was accusation practicing medicine without a license. And they put me under interrogation for 6.5 hours. At that point, I suffered with low blood sugar. I nearly fainted. 6.5 hours of questions and questions, all questions to try to lead me into kind of saying that I was practicing medicine without a license. Believe me, I wasn't, and I'm not, and I will never be. And I'm not against medicine, except that's not what I want it to be. There is a place for medicine, and then there is a place for alternatives, good alternatives. So already there, it was in my blood to want to share. You know, I'll say something that comes from B.J. Palmer, the originator of chiropractic. He says, in terms of sharing, when you see that the house of your neighbor is on fire, is in flames, is burning down, it is your moral duty to go tell them, even if your neighbor chooses to ignore you, even if your neighbor decides to call you crazy. Like, why are you disturbing me? I'm having lunch in my beautiful restaurant. I'm having a good time playing golf. Why are you disturbing me? Well, because it is your moral duty to tell them that their house is burning down. And he said, if they don't take you seriously, he says, then get out the marshmallows and you can, burn more marshmallows in the fire. So it's a moral duty if you have something good. In the money-making field, if you have a good program, don't you think that there is a few other people out there in the world that could benefit from you telling them about this program? Think about that. And by the way, making money is deserving to receive money. It's not making money in terms of printing money. It is deserving to be paid. Serve. You need to be of service. So when you find something good, if I find a good doctor, I tell other people about it. If I find a good restaurant, I tell other people about it. If I see a good movie, I tell other people about it. And I don't do it to convince them. I don't do it to sell them. I just share it. As a matter of fact, they can do whatever the heck they want to. It's their choice. My job is not to convince them or to sell them. So when you say, I don't want to sponsor, think about it. Is it because you hate the program you're in so much you wouldn't want to tell even a stranger about it?